What's up, everyone? Aaron here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at NewAge's H43V Umibozu. This is a slight retool of their Cyclonus figure into the Beast Wars character Depth Charge. And this is my first time handling this mold, and I have to say, it's as awesome in hand as it looks in all the promo shots. So, we'll get into all of it, and we'll start by looking at the box and what he comes with. So here's the box. I'm really digging it. They've got some nice original artwork here of him that they've done sort of in the old Beast Wars card art style. Savage Roar, I guess, is their alternate take for Beast Wars as a name. I'll dig it right in the Beast Wars font. He's also a space cruiser, so I suppose you could flip him around, as you'll see, and use him as a spaceship as well if you want. And he's the aquatic forces commander. Got the nice sort of simulation of the Beast Wars eye. It actually, with the silver around, it looks like it could almost be like a depth charge eye, maybe. Nice little product shot, as you expect. So pretty cool. You'll also get instructions, as is par for the course, and a few accessories. So what he will also come with is a recolor of the gun that came with Cyclonus. He comes with a lot of the same things that Cyclonus came with. Like that one, as Mauricio pointed out, I don't think it's painted, but it's like they've put a gloss paint sheen over it. So otherwise, it's just blue plastic and the same one. So you get that. You will also likewise get a pair of hands, which, like Cyclonus, come uninstalled. But that's for the reason of some of the other accessories here. And you also get a pair of open hands as well, just in flat gray plastic. He will also come with this little piece, which I don't really know what it's for. There's really only two ports for it, possibly on the figure, and it doesn't stay securely in either of those. So if anyone knows what this is for, let me know as I lose it. The final accessories he will come with are these little parts that simulate his manta ray eyes and head fins, I guess you would call them. I don't think you would call them mandibles. There are definitely fins on a real manta ray, so I'm just going to call them head fins. But you got yellow paint for the eye, and it's sort of set up to where it could possibly be used as like a, melee weapon. So that's kind of what I've been using it for, and it will just plug into his hand port there, as you saw, to complete the manta ray look. So that's about all there is as far as his accessories go. Let's look at him here in his manta ray mode, which, as you can clearly see, is just Cyclonus' jet mode backwards. But I think it really works pretty well. It definitely gives off the impression of a manta ray with these added pieces. Manta rays are mostly filter feeders, so the bottom of the feet here does kind of emulate the look of something that maybe would just be processing plankton and, krill and stuff and whatnot, whatever it could suck into its mouth. So very cool. And yeah, I like it. I really think it works as a manta ray. As far as color, I think it's a really good match for Depth Charge. And since it's NewAge, you're getting bukus of paint here. So you've got all kinds of silver paint. This is all metallic blue paint. A little bit of yellow paint here. A little bit of yellow airbrushing on the fin here with some more purple paint. And underneath, as a Cyclonus, you can pretty much see everything that's going on, but that's okay with me. More yellow paint, more silver paint. I mean, he's just decked out. So, looks great, especially with these the few die-cast metal pieces that they've used on him as well. But just a gorgeous figure, in my opinion. Obviously not the classic Depth Charge, which we've only had one real toy of, and that was the original one, but I think it's a very cool take on him. This Beast Wars fan is pretty happy with this guy. So, not a lot else to say for him in this mode. Like I said, I think it definitely works as a manta ray, and I suppose, like I said, if you wanted to take these off and just have him as a Cyclonus jet fighter, you could do that as well. So, pre-Beast Wars alt mode, I suppose, right? Very cool, though. So, let's do some quick size comparisons for you guys, and we'll move on. So, I don't really have any other aquatic animal transformers, really, other than these guys. So, here he is with the old Hasbro Basic Class Clawjaw and Fusor Airhammer. So, get an idea there, I suppose. And here he is real quick with my usual car comparisons. Depth Charge in his robot mode, and I think he looks fantastic. A little bit of a different take on him, seeing as, you know, he's a little more lean than that original incarnation of Depth Charge was. He was a big, bulky bot, and that's owing to, you know, him being a retool, but I think it works incredibly well. Any Beast Wars fan is going to be able to look at this figure and say, hey, that's Depth Charge, because it does pull it off very well. Again, all of this paint here, well, before I go any further, I forgot the end of transformation. I had left these turned out. You've got to turn those in just like that. But yeah, looks great in this mode. You can see some more of the purple here on his arms and legs. It's some of the only unpainted plastic on him, but it's a good color and it matches the sort of color you see in the original toy as far as that goes. So very cool as far as that goes. Again, the paint apps really shine here on this one. And, you know, something that you'll notice if you didn't already know, I knew about it, but it's kind of until you get it, one of those until you get it in hand things. But this is a really tall mold for a NewAge figure, and I like it. I've never been someone who's had a problem with NewAge scaling on the smaller end of the spectrum compared to Magic Square and Mechanic Studios and MagFans Toys and such, but this is a big NewAge figure for them. So, but I like it. Depth Charge was a big guy in the show, so if you want this to be your approximation of him, I like this height here for a Legends collection, so I think it works very well. But the only real difference we're going to have here is the head sculpt, and we'll bring him in real quick to look at that, and it is very Depth Charge. Got the weird little mouth thing he's got going on there. I like it. Great red eyes. It's a good head sculpt. A little bit of silver here on it, as well as the yellow paint that you see. So, looks really good, in my opinion. Won't spend a ton of time on on articulation here. Mauricio's already covered it with the Cyclonus mold, but head's on a ball joint, so you know what you're getting with that. Arms are going to go 360 out to there, double hinged elbows. Wrists rotate due to how they swap out. If you want to move these around, I suppose you can. I guess that's something else I should mention. I didn't show him his beast mode, but you can articulate the tail, the nose cone of the jet fighter a little bit if you want to kind of make it look a little more organic, I guess, if you will. And you can move these, obviously, his fins in that mode. So if you want to do that, you can do that. Extreme ab crunch, waist rotation. Hips at ball joints, so you know what you're getting there. These hips flaps will move up. Knees to 90 degrees. Ankle rocker to the extreme. Toe down, nothing up. But yeah, very good articulation on this figure. You can get him in plenty of good poses. So as far as his accessories go, as you can see, he can hold his gun, although if you go all the way in like that, you're probably going to pull it down out of this hinge a little bit. So if you want that to be a little more flush, don't push it all the way in, I suppose. And now I've pulled his hand out. Nature of the engineering, I suppose, but that's fine. But I mean, he can hold it like that. Depth Charge never really had a gun like this. He had his weird little shark gun, so would have been nice to have seen something like that with this, but beggars can't be choosers, and I'm still okay with this as a weapon. Now, he does have his two head fins, mandibles, whatever you would like to call them, and you can plug those into his hand as well if you would like him to wield them as some sort of like a melee weapon, if you like. Kind of works for that effect. And unfortunately, he doesn't really have any weapon storage when I've been doing this with him for the last day or so. So I've been using this port on his ass for this one to give him a little manta ray tail in robot mode. Can't really see it from behind or in the front though, so you know, it works as storage as well, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm very happy with this figure. It's a lot of fun to transform, so unlike some other figures, like I didn't mind transforming this one. It was a blast. So, and combined with the looks and the articulation, looking good. So, let's get on with some robot size comparisons. Here he is with Core Class Kingdom Megatron and our boy Iron Factory Runabout. To help hammer home the height of this mold, here he is with NewAge Dirge and NewAge Shockwave. So while these aren't by any means their biggest figures from the past, you know, these were fairly sizable figures for NewAge as far as the characters and the figures go. So pretty tall here, but I dig it. Here he is again with basic class Clawjaw and Airhammer, and I like how he looks with his C-Bot brethren here. And lastly, here he is with a couple of bigger figures in Kingdom Voyager Optimus Primal and Kingdom Deluxe Cheetor. A couple of characters he interacted with fairly regularly in the show, albeit in different forms. By the time Depth Charge showed up, Optimus was the thing. So he was even towering over Depth Charge, who himself towered over most of the rest of the cast. So there you go. But I still think he looks pretty cool with these mainline Beast figures, in my opinion. So, final thoughts on NewAge's Umibozu, aka Depth Charge. This is a fantastic figure. I couldn't be happier with it. If you're not interested in this character, go pick up the Cyclonus version. Because I think this mold is definitely a must-have for Legends collectors, at least one version. It's just very well engineered. It's a lot of fun to transform, in my opinion. Very intuitive as well with the transformation overall. And you can do a lot with it posability-wise, and they all look, every version looks great. But I already have a couple of Legend scale Cyclonuses, so wasn't really too interested in the NewAge version, as fantastic as I thought they looked and obviously still look. So this was a great opportunity for me to not only take a look at what is a exceptional mold, but also to kind of plug a hole in my Beast Wars ranks, if you will. So very happy to have him. Highly recommended. No QC issues on mine. Every joint feels good. So definitely check out a version of this if you want. In my opinion, it'll be well worth it. That's going to do it for the review. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Have a good one.